Today, we're taking a look at Halo Infinite gameplay. We've just finished watching the Xbox showcase where they unveiled a ton of new games and they started things off with what you're seeing here, which is some 4K 60 FPS Halo Infinite gameplay, and this is the first time that it's ever been seen. And in this video, I don't really have any additional information for you, to be honest. There was an interview, a small snippet that went up on IGN. Also an extra gameplay trailer that's been released since the show, so we will take a quick look at that afterwards, but it's just going to be first impressions really. Big emphasis on Master Chief in this one. I think a lot of the criticism from Halo 5 came from the fact that half of the game you weren't playing as Master Chief. That seems to have changed now. Also it appears that the levels are much more open world, so here you're given a choice. There's 3 different anti-air batteries that you've got to try and take out, and I assume that you can choose which one to go for, which order to take them out. Also in that screen there was an upgrades tab at the top. They don't show it in the trailer, but as far as I recall, there's never been a Halo game before where you can choose upgrades for your suit, and I assume with this being the campaign, you can go down certain routes and have different strengths and weaknesses, different abilities, etc. It'll be really interesting to see if the entire game is much more of an open world experience like this demo is insinuating. Yeah, Halo has had lots of large levels before in pretty much all of its campaigns, but I wouldn't say that it's an open world game. I think what's going on here is Xbox is showing us that the gameplay is very reminiscent of what Halo players know and love, but at the same time the scale of everything has been increased massively. I don't expect every level to be like this. I'm sure there'll be some classic Halo corridor shooting too. So we're about to see the first use of the grappling hook in this demo. Yes, there is a grappling hook right there. And on that first occasion, the player used it to pull themselves towards the enemy. The enemy wasn't staggered or anything. They didn't come towards you. It was simply an anchor point for Chief to launch himself towards that brute. And here we're just going to enjoy the soundtrack for a little while. So the jackals are back. Really annoying to fight those, especially on the harder difficulty levels. That grunt just launching itself towards Chief with 2 plasma grenades in hand. Now you notice in this demo that the player is switching weapons a lot, and that's telling us that there are a large variety of guns to use in this game. And here we see the grappling hook being used for some player navigation, perhaps moving away from traditional Halo level design. If you can't get somewhere and it's not obvious, think about using that grapple. And this is another situation, something new. You can hook the fusion coils and pick them up and throw them. That's going to cause a ton of damage to stationary turrets and also enemies alike. You can get back in the turrets too. Want to put down some massive damage. Always useful. Watch out for the grenades though. And this, I think, is a new shotgun. Don't think I've seen this before. It's called the Bulldog. Very powerful. Health system here seems to be reminiscent of the original Halo games too. Overshield and then your health. They both regenerate automatically with some downtime. I do wonder if you'll be able to hook people in multiplayer. I assume you will. I don't know how that's going to work in practice. Might get annoying after a while. And that was pretty much it for the first gameplay segment that they showed. Like I said at the start, they did release this trailer too, and this has a few extra things in it. So there you saw that he used the grappling hook to swing himself, get a bit of momentum, and then the plasma sword making a comeback. There's just a few more shots in here. Honestly, they didn't show that much. In that interview though, there were some interesting things. They said that Halo Infinite is the start of the Halo platform for the future, and they want Infinite to grow over time versus going into numbered titles like releasing a Halo 7 and having all that segmentation that they had before. It's really about creating Halo Infinite as the start of the next 10 years for Halo, and then building that as we go with our fans and community. They said that it does not mean Halo Infinite is a live service game like Destiny, but it does mean that the new story experiences will be told underneath Halo Infinite's umbrella, and it also means that Infinite will be evolved technologically for quite a while. For example, they confirmed that there will be a free ray tracing update sometime after launch. And that's all. There was no multiplayer gameplay or multiplayer information, anything like that. Kind of sad we didn't get to see or hear anything about that, but I'm sure that'll come in the future. Some first impressions from me, well, it looks like a Halo campaign, and it looks like the original campaigns rather than where the series started to go in Halo 5, and I'm happy with that. Really interested to see how open world the rest of the game is, and also if they've made any changes or advancements to the multiplayer. The frame rate looked nice and smooth. In terms of the graphics, in my opinion, I expected it to look better. I expected there to be a bit more fidelity there, detail in the character models, in the textures. So I was disappointed in that respect, with this being a flagship title for the Xbox Series X. I think my expectations for graphics were a bit higher, but we'll have to see what the finished product looks like when it comes out later this year. With that said, do let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think of the new Halo Infinite gameplay? Let me know. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.